You're listening to the Co-Creator Network. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change.
Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Chantel Upson, so welcome and thank you for joining me tonight. Tonight I'm going to be offering free live spiritual readings, so feel free to call in at any time, and the phone number is 512-772-1938. Again, that is 512-772-1938.
Okay.
And like I said, you can find me on Facebook and Twitter, and my website is chantelupson.com, and you can find my contact information, my email, and all that good stuff right on there. Again, my name is Chantel Upson. If you're just joining me, feel free to call in for a free live spiritual reading tonight. For the next hour, I'm going to be live on the air, so I appreciate you calling in, 512-772-1938. You're going to press 1, or it's extension 1. So from what I understand, I've already got the first caller on. Let me see. I thought I knew her name. Sharon, I think. Yes. Sharon, hi, how are you?
Hello?
Hi, Sharon, how are you?
Oh, I'm Stephanie.
Oh, Stephanie, I'm so sorry.
My
Oh, I'm
It's
so
okay.
sorry. My show producer typed in the wrong
It's
name.
okay.
So okay. Well, I appreciate you not hanging up.
I was like, hold on a second. I think I'm probably going to be the first Sharon, Stephanie, same person. It's me, Stephanie. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
Okay.
I'm doing all right. So how does this work? What do you do? Like, do I just ask you questions, or how do you do this if you don't know anything about me?
The thing is that I don't have to know anything about you because I'm connected at a higher level, at a higher vibration. So, I mean, sometimes it helps for people to say a few things, but you don't have to tell me like intimate details about your family or your friends or even about yourself.
Okay. But what if I told you I was vibrating at a higher level as well? Would that make any difference?
Yeah, it actually helps the information to flow a lot better, a lot easier.
Okay, I'm vibrating on a higher level than most people. So I don't know if that could help you out any. But I have a feeling that Source brought me to you, so I want to know what Source wants to tell me. So I'm just going to see what you have to say.
Okay. Well, the first thing that they had said was that you are ready, and they kept using the word ready, 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 like that you are, and then I just saw this image of you at the starting line, and you're getting ready to, the gun is going to fire, and you are off to the races, and there is this excitement that is surrounding you as you are accelerating into sort of this next phase of your life. And so this excitement is just it's vibrating sort of in and all around you. So so people are really honing in on this excitement that you have. People are very excited to share in your excitement. Not to overuse the word excitement, but it's just emulating all around you. And people who are at a similar frequency, meaning who are experiencing their own level of excitement, are I'm going to say they're sort of attracted to you in this moment. Like, say someone has just landed a new job, and you've just landed a new job. It's like there's similarities with people that are around you. And that's just an example, is like the job example. Or like it would be like if you won the lottery and your friend also won the lottery at the same time, and the two of you were like crazy excited together. It's that kind of a frequency. So so there's a lot of that going on, and there's going to be times where you're feeling like, okay, it's like I just keep seeing you running, and you don't look back and you're just moving forward and you're moving forward very quickly. So what I'm interpreting that vision as, you are in this stage of your life where things are going to be happening quite quickly. Changes are going to happen quickly. You know, one minute you're going to be over here and the next minute you're going to be over there. So there's just a lot of stuff kind of flipping upside down. And
Do
so
you see like how long this is? Like, I've been hearing that for a long time. I've been hearing that what you just said for a long time. So like, can you see how far away? Because I mean, I've been running this race for a long time, so I'm kind of getting tired of it. I'm ready to give up, actually.
okay.
That's where I'm at, the point that I'm at right now. Like,
Mm-hmm.
let's see if I can help you understand. All right, I know things that I know all the universal mysteries of the universe. If that makes any sense. I was born to bring light back to the planet, and now I am at the point where I have to master myself, and I can't because I don't know. I can't explain it. I don't understand. I can't explain it.
No,
But I'm just
okay.
going to listen to what else you have to say.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, and the time is now. And maybe you've heard that before. Maybe that's something that you've heard a lot before. Yeah. And that's what's really funny is like, you know, when I first saw the gunfire and you running, I realized I'm like, she's like not even on a track anymore. You know how like a track will like go around in a circle and you just like jump over the fence and you're just like running through the woods. And I'm like, what is this vision? So, I mean, I try not to judge what I see, but sometimes things are just funny and I'm like, oh. So, you know, and so, okay, so this is the thing, is that there is a very, very, very fine line, Stephanie, between running away and running towards something. And there have been times on your journey where you really were running away from something. And then, but now, and it's such a fine line. It's like, oh, it's like the vision between, I had a reading several years ago, and I'm just going to share this example because I think it might really resonate with you. How were times where I would put a cocoon around myself, and there were other times where I would put a body bag around myself. And there's such a fine line between, are you running away from something or are you running towards something? There is such a fine line on your journey that you might even get sucked into the running away aspect. And so they're saying it has switched. So in recent years, you've kind of done the running away thing. And they're saying it's switched back to you running towards your dreams, your goals, and your aspirations. Now, the biggest thing, the biggest message that they are bringing to you tonight is for you to know that this goal, or not goal, but this message for you to bring light back to the planet, you have brought it just by being here, just by being present here, just by being part of this, living here, immersing yourself in the earth and being part of this. This is so important for you to remember that, because I'm seeing that you put a tremendous amount of pressure on yourself. This pressure of, what am I supposed to be doing? And am I doing the right thing? And da-da-da-da-da. And so that's sort of, on one side, that's the running away aspect, is where you're saying, oh, that's not right. I've got to keep moving forward. And so at one point, you are going to get to the destination. You are going to get to the finish line. You are now seeing the finish line. It's there. It's present. You can see it. You can practically taste it, smell it, etc. And so what they really want you to do, which I know is a contradiction, because they always say, you know, in races and, you know, when you've almost gotten the job, or when you've almost gotten whatever it is that you wanted. You've almost booked the plane ticket or whatever. And most of the time, the advice would be for you to keep moving forward. You see the finish line, keep moving forward, keep heading towards the finish line. And what they want you to do is to remember that you are so far ahead of everybody else that is in that race with you that all you have to do now is just walk and enjoy and celebrate and pour, I keep seeing this vision of like you actually like walking towards an actual finish line, so that somebody has, adorned you with flowers and they're spraying champagne all over the place. So there is sort of this time, this moment for you right now. And I'm seeing it with the whole planet. So this isn't just you. This isn't just me. This is everybody. And anybody listening, I think this will resonate, is that it seems weird. It seems wrong or off or whatever to celebrate before you've reached the finish line. And they're saying, walk, Stephanie, walk. Enjoy this. Enjoy this moment.
I just heard this. I hear this, what you're saying, all the time, but I know now why because I have to hear someone say it. Like, I can read it all day long, but when I hear someone say it, it's different. Like, what you're saying is like, triggering. Okay, my body's definitely resonating with this completely.
Mm-hmm. Good. Yeah, and so this is what's really great, is just taking the time to relax and like, if you need to like go on YouTube and like watch clips of like people at the end of a race, like right before they've gotten to the finish line. I keep seeing like Lance Armstrong, but I know that there's all this hype about him right now, so maybe that's a bad example. But you know how he was like so far ahead of all of his competitors, all of the other bikers, and he was just, and he was just relaxing. By the end of the race, he wasn't even racing anymore. He was just enjoying the cheers, the applause, the crowd getting into it. And so that's what they're saying. So if you need to like book a mini vacation, or if you need to like go to the beach for the day, or sit in a park and just enjoy yourself, or go out, meet friends for dinner and go out on like a random night where people are like, well, I feel like we're celebrating something. What are we celebrating? And it doesn't even need an explanation. It's just, this is your time to really celebrate and really just take in all that you've accomplished, because you've done a lot. It's just, what's funny is that you keep looking at sort of like a journal or some kind of document, some kind of book that is reminding you that you need to be doing more. And, well, this isn't really measurable, so this means that I need to do more. And they're saying it's not so black and white. It's really more of a gray area. It's really more of you being able to feel it and just say, yes, I've made it, or I'm almost there. But when you can see the finish line, and you're miles ahead of everybody else, then you've basically won. So just enjoy it. Allow yourself to watch a funny movie and laugh. And if there is anything that you take away from this tonight, it is for you to really celebrate right now. And however you need to do that, whether it's going and getting a massage or, whatever, going shopping or just whatever you do to really celebrate something, go ahead and do it.
I'm going to take your advice on this one.
Well, it's not really my advice, but...
Yeah, not your advice. I'm going to trust your connection to source.
Well, thank you.
I don't know, you don't take that offensively or not. I have a really hard time with people that are gifted with such gifts and then use their gifts to make money off of them. And I'm not, you don't have to say anything in return, but when I saw that you were doing it for free, I said to myself, well, free, which means you're not doing it to profit from it and you're doing it for whatever reason. I don't know what your reasonings are. that is the reason why, because I usually don't talk to anyone else. I usually just have my own connection with Source. Like I have, my spiritual guides or whatever. But I just felt very, I don't know, I felt like I needed to speak with you, like you had something to tell me, and you did. You pretty much reassured me.
Well, good. I'm glad that you called in. Yeah, and that's why I do it, because there's so many people that, if they're struggling financially or they just need like a little piece of advice, and it's nice to be able to be here for people to call in and get, a 10 or 15-minute reading. So I'm glad that you called in, Stephanie, and good luck with everything. I mean, I have such a good feeling about all of it for you. So I'm glad that I could be a mirror for you and just reflect back to you what you had already known. Because that's just really powerful to be able to go, oh yeah, that's resonating. This all makes sense. That's great. I'm glad.
Yeah, definitely resonating. It's ringing high. I mean, it's
Awesome.
hard to live in a world. It's really hard to live in a world where you're vibrating higher than everyone else, because you have to look at life as everyone is a reflection of you. So you can't judge. You can't do this. You can't do that, because literally everyone is a reflection of you. At the end of the day, you're here on the planet for one reason: to master yourself. And the only way you can do that is have life experiences. So you're pretty much a reflection of me. It's something that I need to know, and that's perfect.
Absolutely. I mean, and you know what's really great is like when people call in and they say to me, what you just said to the previous caller was exactly what I needed to hear. Or I'll hear from other people who listen to the show and they say the same thing. They're like, wow, what you had said to so-and-so, like that really made sense. And that I really applied that to my own life this week. And I'm like, that is cool. So really, Stephanie, by you calling in, this isn't just for you. This is for everybody that's listening, people that are going to listen to the archives and the show later. It's really for so many people. So it's really beautiful for you even just to be able to call in tonight. And I really appreciate it. And thank you so much.
Well, keep doing what you're doing. Keep continuing doing your service for the light, because that is exactly what you're doing. And we will one day touch paths. You remember me, and I'm going to remember you. What is your name? Because I know that I'm telling you what I know. I'm going to touch, somehow we're going to touch paths. My name is Stephanie Jones. What is your name?
My name is Chantel Upson.
Chantel, mark my word. We're going to cross paths one day. I know it.
That's good. I can't wait. I'm excited.
Definitely. Well, I don't think I want to hold you up any longer, because there's probably other people that would like to talk to you, and I've heard what I needed to hear, and you're on point. Thank you, Source. Thank you, Universe, for everything, and I appreciate your time.
All right. Thank you so much, Stephanie, for calling, and have a great night.
You too, sweetie.
Thanks. Bye. All right. So that was Stephanie calling in. And so, whoever wants to call in next, please do so. The phone number is 512-772-1938. It's at extension 1. And you can get right in or connect directly to me. So feel free to call in right now, 512-772-1938, extension 1. So while we're waiting for another caller, or another several callers, I wanted to talk to you about a few things that have really been resonating with me this week. Okay, so one of those things is exactly what Spirit was bringing forth in the message for Stephanie, our last caller, which is that when we are almost there and we are almost to the finish line, it can be very easy for us to want to hurry up the process. It can be very easy for us to want to just like rush it. I'm almost there. I better go. I better get there. I really need to get there right now. And you start sort of pushing yourself and pressuring yourself. And what happens is that actually slows up the process. What happens is that it actually makes that finish line a little bit further away. And what then happens is we start to put sometimes even more pressure on ourselves to reach that finish line. So really the message from Spirit tonight is for us to really enjoy this time. You're almost there. We're almost to this point of, I feel like we're like at this peak. I mean, really, a peak is like all I can really describe it as. We're looking at it as a finish line, and think about those times where you've watched a race, whether you've watched the Olympics and it was track and field, or the Tour de France, or anything like that, where you've seen a finish line and you've seen that person who definitely is winning the race, and that person is way ahead of everybody else. And that athlete turns around and sees that there's nobody else in their path. And then they end up going forward, and when they go forward, it's amazing because they've slowed down and they're taking it all in, and they're enjoying that moment before they have even reached the finish line. It is like when someone comes up to bat and they hit a home run. Think about how many professional athletes, how many baseball players in the major league or minor league or whatever, when they hit that home run, think about how many of those athletes don't run. They walk. I know it's ironic. It's a home run and they're walking because they are taking it in and they are enjoying it. People are high-fiving them as they're going by. And they're taking it in. They're celebrating. And that's what it's about, everybody. We've got to take it in and really enjoy this process. The other thing is that you are not alone. We are all winners. We are all going to that finish line together. We are all taking it in and going around the bases together. When one of us celebrates and enjoys this moment, the rest of the world partakes in this. It's so exciting. So really take it in right now, because when you take the time to really celebrate, whether it's, taking a mini vacation or saying, you know what, I'm going to have a spa day and I've come up on a little bit of extra money and I'm going to go get a facial and a massage, and you know what, I'm going to go try a new yoga class this week, or I'm going to go get a manicure pedicure. I'm going to go and whatever it is that you do, or if you're like, I'm going to take time out of, I'm going to take a half day from work today, I'm going to go walk a nature trail, and I'm going to fly and visit a friend that lives in another city just for a few days. Take those moments for yourself and really, really enjoy this process, because this is really our time to celebrate, even before we get to the finish line. So take the time. Really, really, really take the time for yourself. So once again, the phone number to call to receive a free live spiritual reading is 512-772-1938. I'm at extension 1. Well, actually, you're going to talk to the show producer, Ken, first, and then he'll connect you to me. So if he answers the phone, don't be surprised. So, pardon me. Sorry, I had to take a sip here. Yeah, so that's really important. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. Whether it's going camping with friends for the weekend or just taking a road trip, maybe even going to an art museum, just really, really, or trying, going to a restaurant that you've had your eye on but you haven't experienced yet, or, just, so you don't have to like fly and go to a different city, but allowing yourself to really experience what's happening is really amazing. And the fact that it's happening right now as we're coming into the new season, we're coming into spring. Well, I know if you're on the East Coast, you're coming into spring. And I love the expression spring has sprung, because I feel like so many of us have this, like, we have a bounce in our step. We're excited to share life with people. And part of this process, and I had just given a reading to someone last night, and it was this strong message, and I remembered it, which is very strange because I veil myself, meaning I ask Spirit to place a veil over me so I don't remember anything from any readings. So that way it's held in a high level of confidentiality. And Spirit said to me, "You're going to remember this." And so I said, "Okay, I guess I am remembering it for this for the show tonight." And what's really amazing is that because spring has sprung, there is a strong message of cleaning out or clearing out. I mean, whatever word resonates with you, they're both basically the same. And so as you're opening up your closets, and you know, kind of doing sort of an inventory of like, well, do I really need all of this stuff? And you know, a lot of people do this every year. They do spring cleaning. You know, they see a pile of magazines in the corner and they go, you know what, I'm gonna get through all these and I'm gonna get rid of stuff. And you know, so there's really this moment where we really focus our attention on cleaning things out. And you know, this isn't just some feng shui type of thing. It's really that I just keep getting this sense as we're shifting into this higher vibration, higher frequency here on earth, whether you believe it or not. It's happening. So but and look around and you'll see the signs of it. But what's really cool is that as you're cleaning stuff out, I just keep getting the sense that we need less and less stuff, like fewer and fewer clothes in our closet. I don't know why that is, but this isn't like hippie talk, but it's just the strong message of, you know, trust in it. And it's really kind of neat. It's really part of this process. So opening up your closet, opening up your dresser drawers, and taking things out, even things that have a beautiful memory attached to them, and just allow yourself to either donate those clothes or gift them to someone that you know, or, you know, if you want to sell them on eBay, that's fine too. And there's this message of the memory that was often connected to the clothing will still stay very, very, very strong in your mind and in your heart as well. But then what will happen is, even though the clothes have left your closet and your dresser, the memory stays alive, and it's almost like we no longer need those clothes to remind, or those shoes or whatever, to remind us of that something special. So think about how many people, I love this example, thank you, Spirit, this example of how many women wear their wedding dress once and then they just keep it in their closet for the rest of their life. And I'm literally seeing this vision of people just taking out their wedding dresses and just saying, I'm gonna donate this. I'm gonna, you know what? I want to clear the space. And it's just, and people are really going to start to feel lighter and more vibrant, and there isn't going to be sort of this necessity to sort of hold on to stuff, you know. And I know that we do that, you know, we hold on to pictures and we hold on to memorabilia, and we, you know, we even hold on to books thinking like, I'm going to read that one day, or I really loved that book, and so I'm going to keep that book forever. And they're saying, you know, the time is now, and it's really okay. Spring has sprung, and it's okay to, you know, sort of do a little bit of purging. And that doesn't mean that you have to throw out everything and then backpack around the country and become a homeless person. Nothing like that. You don't have to do anything like that. It doesn't have to be drastic. It can be extremely mild. So whether that means you open up your kitchen utensil drawer and you realize that you have like a gazillion different spoons, serving spoons, and you're like, oh, I guess I only need one. And so just even an example like that. So you don't have to do this like crazy, like, you know, I don't want to say home makeover, but, you know, and I'm also seeing, you know, people wanting to, you know, paint the wall a different color, like even like a bright orange or a bright pink. And it's just because, again, it's almost like this spring cleaning and this freshness and this newness that is entering in, this energy that is all around us. So exciting and so awesome. And what's really, really cool is that it's like lining right up with the whole enjoying the process and seeing the finish line and allowing it to be there for you. So it's all coming together, seeing how everything is really not overly connected but just perfectly connected. Perfectly connected. So great. Well, I've got a caller named Lilly on the line, so I want to welcome her to the show, and I just want everybody to know to feel free to call in 512-772-1938, because once I'm finished with a reading with Lilly, then I want you to be the next caller. So, hi, Lilly. How are you?
Hi, Chantel. I am doing phenomenal. I'm alive and I'm breathing, so that's a wonderful place to be.
Oh, good. Good, good, good. So you've got a lot of excitement, huh?
I have a lot of excitement because I don't know what's going on. I'm just throwing it up in the air and just saying I'm going with it life and I'm trusting. So I don't do that often. I've been trying to do it, but this is the first time that I've really just said, okay, I'm going to really do this with faith. Truly, 100%. I have nothing left. So, yeah, I'm excited because it's a new path.
Because what was the last thing that you said?
Because it's a new path.
It is a new path. That's perfect.
Road. Yeah.
It is a brand new road. It is. And you know what's funny is that the old road that you were on, it was like really dusty, and I keep seeing like this cloud of dust. You know, like the old like I don't know. I just remember this from like 8th grade history class, and this is the only thing I can think of is like this like the Dust Bowl of like Kansas or whatever, you know, and I just keep seeing like sort of that swirl of dust. Like it was almost like it was clouding your judgment when you were on your previous path. And now you're on this like pristine, you know, beautiful path, and you know, you're looking around. It's like you're at like a state park or something like that. You're on like a really cool nature trail, and you're like looking out, and you can see like all of these trees and these birds, and you can see this beautiful lake, and you're like, I didn't even know the lake was there before. And so you're literally like on the other side of this screen. So it's like your original path is not even that far off from where you are right now, but it's actually the fact that it's like so exciting for you. Like I actually can feel this excitement because you're just looking around and you're taking it all in. I mean, it's like when a toddler discovers, or when a baby discovers its own hands, and a baby discovers like, you know, the toys in front of him. You know, it's that sort of excitement that I keep seeing sort of emulate from you, Lilly. Is that resonating?
That makes perfect sense. Yes, it does. I know for sure. Yeah. I can't even. Yes, because I have come to a certain discovery of myself. Long story short, had a post-traumatic flashback in February and discovered some things in my childhood I never knew existed. So I'm on a whole new path of who I am. I never really knew who I was. And I had always felt like I was running from something. It was cloudy. There was just, dusty, yes, would be very good, because it was just always like where I knew I was happy, but there was always something that just seemed to just kind of dull it, everything. And everything seemed dull, like with a layer of dust. So now I have discovered what I had been fearing all my life. I didn't know what I was running from. And now that I knew, it was like, oh, so that wasn't me. Phew. Okay, I'm not crazy. Okay, wait, now where do I go from here? Because I know how I reacted before. I know what I used to do before, but that was because out of XYZ. Now it's like, I'm on a whole new path, and oh my God, I didn't even know this about myself. Just like I didn't even know that lake over there, just like you said. Just like that. It's like, really? Oh my gosh, it's not that serious. Oh my God, I'm just discovering everything new, and I'm going to be 40 this year, and it's like, I feel like I'm full on learning new things, and it's exciting, and it's it's scary too, because I most certainly am making decisions where I wouldn't have made before because of fear. But now I'm saying, you know what? Life happens. Let's move forward. Let's do this. And fear is no longer it's no longer there. Certain things, but I still move forward because life, I'm alive. and it's just going to unfold constantly. So it makes so much sense. I mean, it just, when you said that, of course my mouth is just hanging open like, oh my God, that's exactly, Dusty, I never thought of that. That's exactly how it was.
That's great. No, I just love how, like, I mean, I just saw you, like, in this dust bowl. I mean, it was like, wow, like, how could she even see, like, half of an inch in front of her face? So clearly it was almost, so it is as though you are like a baby or like a toddler and just experiencing things really for the first time. I think that that's a really beautiful statement that you made as far as, hey, let's do this. Let's get rolling on this. So, do you have like any, I want to make sure that, you know, what you called in for really gets that sort of specific question gets answered for you. And I just want to know, Lilly, what is that question? Is it a question of where do I go from here? Or is this more of just that you needed the confirmation that you weren't crazy and that this is all part of your journey and that you're doing wonderfully, you're doing really great?
You know, I really didn't have a set question. I was on Facebook. I just happened to open my computer and Facebook popped up and it said free readings now on Co-Creator Radio. And I go, I love that station. And I said, you know, I'm certainly in a new place in life and I'd like to really just kind of connect and see if there's any messages. Yeah, I do actually, I didn't really think of a question, but I do, we're in a place where financially it's been a struggle for about the last 5 years. We are in a lot better place than we were before, but it looks like we may be potentially, I don't want to say losing it all, because I most certainly am very, very aware now that when life takes something away in my life, it's been replaced with something better. And I, even though it was taken away, my ego was like, no, but when it finally was said and done, I was like, wow, I wouldn't have had that if that didn't happen. So I'm nervous, but I know that it's something better on the horizon, but I'm getting kind of tired. I feel like I'm treading water, but I know that there's something, I can feel it. I can just feel something big, but I just don't know quite when. But I feel something great and phenomenal, and I felt this for years. That's why I look at it and I'm like, why are we still financially struggling? What is it? So that's actually what led me to my discovery of you know, I was doing some soul searching, deep spiritual searching and tapping and whatnot to kind of figure out why I sabotage myself when I'm in certain places. I felt like I was doing it to myself. And a lot of stuff came up, and I got my answers. But now, again, it's a new territory. So I know basically what I would have done in my old kind of mentality, mindset thinking when it came to that, which was freak out completely 100%. But I can't even freak out. I can't even freak out. I'm like, you know, I'm like, I don't even have the energy. There's even a desire to freak out. I'm like, what good is that going to do? I'm just going to get sick and feel horrible. I'd rather just smile and say, okay, well, what is this? What's this blessing? Lesson blessing, I call it.
Lesson blessing.
No. Lesson.
Yeah, I know. Isn't it funny how in some moments we can look at something and say, oh, there's a lesson, there's something to be learned here, and then there's other times where, you know, somebody can look at that, have the exact same thing happen to them, and being sort of part of a very similar experience as you, and then they can look at it and go, oh my gosh, like that is such a blessing that happened. And so I think in the moment what happens, Lilly, is when we're going through it on our journey, we look at it as a lesson, like, okay, I love that old expression that's like, when God shuts a door, he opens a window. And so when that happens, like, there really is sort of like, we're sort of searching for the lesson. Like, what's behind this? What am I supposed to be learning? Da 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 da. And we can kind of like almost up psychoanalyzing the process rather than just trusting in the process more and really surrendering in each moment and just really being okay with everything. And then what ends up happening is sometimes a few weeks go by and sometimes a few months go by. And then in other times, like in your case, years go by and all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, that was a blessing. I thought that was a lesson, but really, I love it. It's a lesson blessing. Like it's all part of, it's all part of the experience. And it's really amazing how if you just shift your perspective a little bit, which you've done, you can really see the beauty in every moment. So, but I've got two more callers now. So, Lilly, I just wanted to let you know that I appreciate you calling in. And if you are interested in getting a full hour session with me, a private spiritual reading, then feel free to visit my website. It's chantelupson.com. And you can find all of my contact information on there. And I would be happy to schedule a reading with you if you're interested.
Okay, Chantel. Well, thank you so much.
Thanks, Lilly. Have a great night.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. All right, so that was Lilly, and now we've got, I think is it Madeleine?
Hi, Chantel.
Hi, how are you, Madeleine?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing good, thanks. What's going on?
Well, I'm still job searching, and I just was wondering if you had anything to say about it, because I'm just so struggling.
Okay. Have there been any moments where you haven't been searching?
Well, I'm living on Social Security, and I can't afford my apartment, and my cousin is threatening to put me into like a senior housing it's just a nightmare. And I'm not looking. I'm always looking. I mean, I've been looking for months, and there's a French school. I think I mentioned it to you, and they said they would get back to me in the middle of April, so I'm waiting to hear about that. Somebody today told me about this store that's at a mall that's pretty close to here, so I'm going to go check that out. I just, I'm just like, I don't understand why it's so hard for me to get employed.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing is that, trusting that you will hear from somebody by mid-April, and then you will really have your answer in that moment, and then everything will make sense
I guess
to you.
Actually, I'm sorry to interrupt you. As I just said that, I spoke with you a week or 2 weeks ago, and you said to me, look into seeing if you can meet with somebody who can help you with your interviewing skills. And I did that. And I met with a woman who actually was very kind and very helpful to me. It was like a consult, and it was for free. We didn't do any kind of a long-term thing. And actually, what I realized about interviews is that I interview fine. I mean, I'm not brilliant at it. I'm not terrible at it. I'm an artist. So what I do is I process things. And I also think that I don't do really well when I'm being when I feel like I'm being judged. That's all I have to say. The really thing that I'm upset about, is that I have a relative, a cousin, and he hired a social worker, and the two of them and the three of us are miscommunicating a lot, and mostly I feel disrespected and dismissed about what it is that I'm trying to, what I'm trying to do, and I I try not to, but I feel like I waver a lot between listening to their stuff and listening to my own stuff. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
You know, and I feel like it is the most. I mean, I was accused by the social worker. She said, "You don't get how hard life is." Oh, no, I don't. I've already been homeless. I've already gone through, I lost my parents when I was a child. I get how hard life is. But David, my cousin, has a tremendous amount of vitriolic feelings towards me, none of which do I understand. And I am determined to be a success in my life, and nobody knows what that means other than me.
And you will be a success, and it's more about listening to yourself versus listening to the other voices. But listen, I've got
Well, why do they try so hard? Here's the question of the day.
So, all right, so, hi, Bethany from Hawaii. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I am doing really well. So, I was just wondering, are you familiar with the process? Did you have a specific question, or did you just want me to kind of tap in and see what it and just kind of share with you what I'm seeing? It's totally up to you.
Probably a little bit of both. I do have a specific question that you can kind of tap in and see what you can tell me what you're seeing, but I also do have a specific question afterwards.
Okay. All right. So I just keep seeing, it's just like making me like giggle because it's very sweet. I keep seeing a romantic relationship surrounding you.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Okay. I love it. I like kept seeing like hearts and like roses and just a really like almost like walk in the park, and there's like holding hands and you know what I mean, like sweet little kisses and things like that. So I just keep seeing an image of you and a special someone and being involved in this romantic relationship. So this is a new relationship, I take it?
Yes, it is. It is a new relationship, and it was a very instant, deep connection. Mm-hmm. And I've struggled with relationships in the past, and I have really done a lot of work on myself and continue to do a lot of work on myself. A lot of forgiveness and releasing and clearing and letting go and, the whole gamut of, things that need to be done. And I just want to make sure that he feels the same way that I feel.
So I could tell you, but, all right, I'm just going to tell you. I mean, he really does. I mean, every single image that they are showing me is telling me to tell you that the connection really is there. And this won't be some sort of love story that will be cut short or anything like that. There really is this deep connection. It's very important to take it slow, even though you will want to rush right in, and to really allow yourself to experience dating. Like, I don't like to use that word, but that's really what it is. Experiencing sort of like those walks in the park and holding hands and going out to dinner, like stuff like that. Like, it's very important to, because when this very instant, very deep love, soulmate connection presents itself to you, it can be very easy for you to want to get married like in the next month. Like, there's this almost like you're just like rushing to do it because it's like, I don't want to lose him, I don't want anything to happen. And it's right. It's just this remembering that like this isn't like some kind of Nicholas Sparks novel where somebody's like gonna die of cancer and you've got to like get married and profess your love to one another like right away. And because it's really okay. So they really want you to know that it's okay to slow it down. It's
Right.
okay to take it slow, and really that is what's going to I don't want to say keep it alive because that's not the right word. Not even to keep it fresh. Oh, they're just like not giving me the right phrase tonight.
I understand
That's what's
what
really
you
going to
mean.
keep it magical. Keep it magical.
Right. The one advantage, I see it as an advantage, is he does not live here.
Mm-hmm.
So right now it's a long distance relationship, and I think that's how it's keeping everything fresh, because there are lots and lots of conversations for long periods of time, and so I don't know. Do you see me eventually moving to where he is?
You know what's funny is that the two of you will start to talk about him moving, or I'm sorry, you moving to him, but then as it will happen, something will come to the surface, and all of a sudden it's like he's going to be able to move to you. And this is what's really great, is that I kept seeing him far away from you, and then I was like, well, that's not an emotional distance, like, maybe they're not living in the same state. So sometimes I'm like seeing the vision and I'm like just trying to interpret it without obviously knowing you or knowing any of the all the information. So yeah, that really does keep the tempo, the pace of it very slow, which is really, really fantastic. Because it really does serve to benefit you. But yes, I actually see him coming to you. And I don't know. There's something there that will really be. I don't know if that's a job or what it is. That's just going to sort of open up and become available, and it will be actually kind of easy. And that's when you know. Seriously, I know that not everything is a sign. I always tell people that not everything is a sign, but in this case, when it really opens up and a job becomes available or whatever it is, I don't know, it's like, oh my gosh, like it's going to be so easy, whether you end up getting a place together, it's going to be easy. It's going to be like, wow, how did this even happen? This like smoothly and because I keep seeing it's like fluid. It's like weightless. It's easy. So, that's what it's so cute, because like Spirit keeps saying, so if Bethany tries to move to where he is and it doesn't feel right, and it's almost like you're tripping on your path kind of a thing. If it's not feeling like it's easy, then you're going to know, okay, this is a sign that he's supposed to be coming to me, or da-da-da. But I mean, obviously, because you've got free will and he has free will as well, what that simply means is that, it can change at any time. I mean, it really can be that you would move to him or something like that. So I don't want you to feel like just because we're having a reading.
I am planning on going to visit him for an extended period of time, and within that time, I will decide if I will be moving there or not.
Mm-hmm.
So you think him coming to me, though? That's interesting.
Yes, I do. And what they're saying is, really, Bethany, just really pay attention. Really pay attention to your feelings, your thoughts, sort of what happens while you're there. If it doesn't feel easy, you're going to know it. Like when the car breaks down or something, you're just going to know it. You're like, oh, see, this is one of those signs.
Right.
Yeah, so just, pay attention. Even, I love this idea that they just gave, is like keeping a journal and sort of documenting what the two, I love this idea. I'm like going to steal this idea, is that you can actually be writing down, what the two of you have talked about and what the similarities are with the two of you, and how this is how everything has sort of grown from like a little seedling, and now you've got a beautiful garden, and just I just see the two of you really sort of nurturing one another. And you don't focus so much on the relationship. You really focus on just nurturing one another and being there for one another. And it's a very equal partnership. Obviously there will be times where you will need to lean on him more so emotionally, and there's going to be times where it's vice versa, and but it's very equal, and you'll feel a beautiful, beautiful connection. But yeah, just pay attention to stuff. Journal, and maybe talk to a friend where you can kind of like sort of what's the right word? Kind of just process stuff together. Like, what was really weird was such and such happened, and why do you think that happened? And what was really great was when da 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 happened. So if you can process or have somebody be sort of like your sounding board, that's really important too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, do you see anything else? Anything else that I might need to know?
Oh, okay. Well, we only have 1 more minute, so let's see if they can give me something very quickly. But I do see a little girl with you.
Okay.
Yeah, do you have a daughter right now?
You're seeing a grandchild.
Oh, a grandchild. Okay. Yeah, I just see he has a really great connect. He will, if he doesn't already, or he's going to have a really great connection with her, and I keep getting the term soul child. Like their connection will be very strong, like like almost like the soul parent, soul child type of thing. So yeah, so that's going to be really beautiful, and you'll watch that sort of unfold. And but yes, Bethany, I do have to let you go because we're out of time, but I do have one more caller, so I guess I'm gonna let you go and
okay. Well, thank you
make
so
room
much.
For one more.
This has been fun.
Yes, I'm glad that you called in, and if you feel like you want to get a full hour reading with me, feel free to check out my website. It's chantelupson.com, and you can find all my contact information on there, or you can find me on Facebook or Twitter or whatever, and because I'd be more than happy to give you a longer reading. So if you're
sounds
interested.
great. Thank you so much.
All right, thanks, Bethany.
Okay,
take care. Bye. All right, so now I have Debbie in Massachusetts. Hi, Debbie.
Hi, thank you for taking my call.
Yes, not a problem. So what can I do for you?
I was wondering if there's anything in romance that you could give me some insight on, or any type of reading.
Yes. All right, let me just kind of. Okay. Oh, I just immediately saw a bald man, a man that doesn't have any hair on the top of his head. And I saw you like looking into his eyes with intent, deep intent. There is a connection there, and I think it's going to start maybe a little bit. All right, so that was my last caller. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who called in, everyone who listened, and all of those people who maybe wanted to call in but didn't get a chance to. I just want to encourage you to call in next week on Tuesday night from 8 p.m. Central to 9 p.m. Central Time, or 9 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And feel free to visit my website at chantelupson.com for more information about my services and to get my contact information. Have a wonderful week, everyone. Be sure to immerse yourself in the thrill of it all. Get excited about life, experience, have some fun with it this week. Clean out your coat closet.